1.
Centuries ago, the island of Danaea was settled by the 11 primary gods, who made a homeland for the elves. Over the years, elves fought against waves of invasions from humans, dwarves, gnomes, and more. To prevent further incursion, a group came together to create a ritual that would separate Danaea into its own demiplane in an event called the Sundering. While technically successful, it created many points of planar instability, where denizens of the other planes broke through. In a land on the verge of war, with constant planar invasions, here our adventure begins. This is Fadehome. Hello, I am Olivia, she, they pronouns, and I will be playing the Dungeon Master. Let's get to know our cast, starting with Briar.
Hello, I'm Briar. I use they, them pronouns, and I will be playing Alder Lunafel, who is a Fearbolg Horizon Walker Ranger who is not bothered by much. And they are kind of married to their job of protecting the planes and the balance between the planes. Ta-da.
Okay. Bobby.
I'm Bobby, and I am playing Swish Mythweaver, an Air Genasi Tempest Cleric of Lear, the god of water, navigation, and storms. I'm a free spirit with an adventurous soul. My history of less than legal activities, rocky relationship with my temple, and loss of my best friend taught me some valuable lessons taught me some valuable lessons about the harsh realities of the world and protecting those you care for. As my younger sister stepped out of the nest on her incipient adventure, I intended to use these lessons to guide and protect her, but along the way I found I'm learning just as much from her, as we seek answers to questions of lost ancestry and lost time together.
All right, and let's hear from that sister, Faye.
Hey there, hi there, ho there. I'll be Faye here. I use the she, her pronouns there. And I'll be playing Sailor Mythweaver, Star Genasi Runechild sorcerer with a bit of bardic flair thrown into the mix, along with a family history that stretches back all the way to divinity times, just after the gods left this world. I've lived a pretty sheltered life up until now. It's my first time away from home, and my first time wearing pants, which is amazing, long term. Let's see, my older sibling, Swish, in case you can't tell the family resemblance, found a story about the first Mythweaver that contradicts a narrative that I've been told my entire life. Now I'm out in the world, seeing all the beauty for the first time, and seeing where the truth lies. Speaking of beauty.
Thomas.
Oh, hi. Hi there, gentle folks. I'm Thomas, he, they pronouns, and I'll be embodying Fiddick Asterfin, a fawn, Way of Mercy monk. As has been revealed earlier, I fled my past in the Feywild and found a peaceful life away from the wars and horrors of the Court of Winter. Deep in the northern woods of Danaea, I found family, built a home, raised a daughter. When my blossoming family's past finally caught up with us, I made a pact with what I thought was a spirit of death, 100 souls in exchange for the life of my daughter. I was changed and imbued with the power to do so. Now my life is on the road, hunting monsters, helping my new friends, and offering up souls to pay the debt to Fiacra, goddess of death. Through it all, I try to keep smiling, and hope that the life I lost can be rebuilt, despite how unlikely it all seems.
Alright. So, after a trip to the lands of winter in the Feywild, the party returned to Danaea on the material plane, and returned to Neve, the priestess of the Cathedral to Fiachra in Andraste, and she charged them with a task, giving them 3 options. First, a trip to a giant temple, a journey to deal with some myconids, or a trip south to the human lands to learn more about the Sundering. The party took some time to think on that, and then went to the definitely not frat house that is the Heartstring Conclave. Met some interesting characters. And then
Foot wizard.
have just retired to the inn for the night. You guys, I think I may have had you mark off a long rest, but is there anything else you guys are gonna... You have a few hours left in the day. Maybe I didn't have you mark off a long rest. I don't remember.
You did not.
Okay. Well,
DM's a liar.
We'll say it's around... Yeah, I'm a lying liar. It's probably around dinner time. Pretty much, given the intensity of the rain, which was predicted by a dwarf named Reuben, pretty much nothing's open. But you guys can make it to the inn, presumably not the inn where you had a little bit of an incident. An incident.
What incident?
Yeah, we might be persona non grata there, so I assume that Andraste is a big enough town that there's more than one.
There's a few inns. But are you guys going somewhere else?
Yes, actually. Swish has heard a rumor or a tale at some point in time of a smuggler who was a worshiper of Lear, who was rumored to cause like massive storms to roll in, basically to give them free reign of the harbor to get their goods in and out. So Swish is going to duck out and take a walk down to the bay, down to the docks. See what's up. See if we can catch a legendary smuggler.
All right. What is Alder going to be doing in the next few hours?
Alder was going to see if Teague knew where Valenth was.
Okay. So Alder stays behind in the conclave. How about Cirla? What are you doing?
You said it's piss and rain, something fierce.
Yeah.
Enough for like some places to be like properly flooded a little bit.
Yeah, definitely some of these streets are like flooding. And the city's kind of built on a cliffside, but like going downhill, and you would know, like, kind of the main palace is like on the cliffside, along with like kind of the Grand Cathedral would be there in the center, and then as the rings grow outwards, the group gets less affluent. So further downhill, where it's less affluent, there's probably more flooding. But you guys are probably in like more the merchant district in the middle.
Maybe find some place that's like a little flooded, but like around trees and nature and grass, just like a park if there is one here, something like that. Yeah, she's gonna go to a park and practice something she's been meaning to for a while, a little bit of dancing in the rain.
Okay.
But yeah.
Any singing in the rain, perhaps?
And then, Fiddick, what are you going to do with the next few hours?
Well, I figured if everyone's just splitting away and going their own way, are any of you warning where you're going? Just giving us heads up, or are you just disappearing?
So the idea with mine is Swish got this idea in their head after 2 or 3 drinks with the foot wizard. I was like,
Foot wizard's in jail. It was the
bottom wizard.
The bottom wizard, that's it.
Yes.
After a few drinks with the bottom
wizard.
Yes, the butt chug wizard. So Swish would not be warning you because this is just a drunk idea they've had. I don't know about Cirla.
Then in that case, if I don't know about specifically you going to the docks chasing a wild myth, then I would absolutely just go to the inn, secure the rooms for everyone, and probably like make sure that dinner is ready for everyone, and probably sit alone at the table, realizing that no one's coming because they're all busy doing their own thing. And
Cirla, would say where she's
wrap up
going.
the food and go back to his room, and it's okay. Like he'll turn them into rations or rations and use them tomorrow, I suppose.
All right, who should we start with?
Not it.
That is DM discretion.
All right, Alder. We'll start with you because chronologically, you're probably the one that. So you see Teague finish the 2 mugs or flagons of ale that he had his hands tied to, put them down, and then loudly belch.
That wasn't a good one, sorry. I thought it was going to be more.
Ban this man's.
Hey,
So. Oh, that's him talking to me? Okay.
yeah, you.
I was just wondering where Valanth is, if you know where they are, or where
Well,
she is.
that's the $1 million question. Who knows? Probably this plane or the Feywild. Or not. I mean, she stops by Darius when she can. That's probably where she spends the most time.
Oh. I suppose it's just as well.
I've only seen her a few times. Why ask?
We used to work together
Mm.
once upon a time, so just checking in since I heard that the party had talked to her here.
Not here. I think they talked to her in Darius.
Oh. Okay.
But I'll have Corgan send a message in the morning and I was gonna have him let her know the job was done, but he can ask where she is.
It's fine. They're gonna look around and see if anybody is still there from their party. They're
Yogurt!
Your party has cleared out.
That is Swish right now. I was kidding.
Because they're visibly uncomfortable around so many rowdy people, like jostling against them. Okay, I don't know where anybody went. Scoots away from a drunken person.
Yeah, who's like, not intentionally like in your space, but has no concept of their own space.
Yeah, just kind of like makes himself like as small as possible.
It's not hard.
It's not.
You want a mead or an ale or something? You seem tense.
They're just gonna look around. I think I'll take your strongest drink.
Right. Okay. You sure?
They're gonna nod.
Okay. They will come back with their strongest drink, which is very strong.
A +1 to con.
Go ahead and roll con.
You're gonna get fucked up. Can you roll natural 1 again? Oh.
That's a 13.
So you hold it down, but you pretty quickly become quite tipsy, approaching drunk.
They just take one sip and they're just like.
I imagine
slowly
it's more of a shot situation.
Yeah, fair. Just like a strong drink.
Yeah. And Teague will have a tall shot.
They're
Right,
just gonna sit. Huh?
Right, so you're not really member of the conclave, right? You want to be?
Hard. And they're gonna look at the butt chug situation. I don't have to do things like that, do I?
Oh, no. I mean, it's encouraged, but not mandatory. We're mostly about killing monsters. Liberating towns, keeping the citizenry safe.
Protecting the balance between the planes.
I mean, that used to be more the Horizon Walkers, but we picked up the slack lately. There's a lot more imbalance than there was when I started, certainly.
I suppose it does no harm in joining. How do I join?
Well, you generally have to do a big job, which, congratulations, you've already done. Here, sit tight. And he's gonna go and come back with a pin and just kind of a pen and paper and say, so, you guys, you're kind of, bottom of the barrel right now, but take on more jobs, you'll work your way up. But you're always welcome here. Generally, first couple drinks are on us.
They're gonna read through all of the paperwork before they sign it.
The paperwork is basically, don't kill anyone else in the conclave. Fighting is okay, but work it out on your own time. Don't become a monster. Kill monsters. Get paid.
And they'll sign it.
Yeah. There is something about balance of civilization and nature and but it definitely seems more just kind of shoved in there for this. You weren't at the conclave in Darris, but definitely this is a much less principled location and more just we kill monsters because it's fun.
Fair enough.
But Teague will kind of say, right, we're kind of shutting down for the night, just kind of, well, I mean, not the partying, but the official stuff. We have, you'll get access to commissary and certain services. Corgan can identify stuff for you. Sometimes there's scrolls, all that stuff. Let us know if you need anything. And if you find a monster you can't handle, you can always reach out for help. You'll have to pay, though. Well,
That's fair.
I mean, it kind of depends,
Are there many Horizon Walkers that are part of the Conclave?
Well, your folk generally kind of do their own thing. I mean, Valance only really hangs around because of Naramis, but not a ton.
And they're just gonna nod.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry, what were you gonna say?
Oh, nothing. Is there anything else that you want to do in the conclave?
I think they would just sit there and wait until one of the party members comes back and gets them.
Okay. We'll see if that happens.
Oh no.
Uh-oh. Well, we just lost a party member, people.
So Fiddick, you, well, you're just kind of gonna stay and hang out in the inn, right?
Yes, yeah.
Is there anything that you want to take care of while you're there?
Later at night, I wanted to do something quite specific.
Yeah.
But then there would be a little bit of a time skip, I believe, if we went to do this right now. So perhaps come back to me later.
Okay. And is there a point at which you might realize that nobody told Alder where you're going? Alder's never been to this city. You're not sure if Alder's been to a city.
Can I get like an insight check, like retroactively, to see how uncomfortable or out of place Alder seemed when we went to Andraste?
Sure. Why not?
Yeah.
And then Briar, you'll just fill him in based
okay. Fiddick did notice, I believe, with an 18 at some point, and then he's standing, like he's actually sitting at the table alone with like four plates of food for everyone, and then realizing, well, the twins are probably out doing something stupid that they'll regret, and then but
What did I do?
Oh no,
getting
jump in a well?
pneumonia actively. That's what you're doing right now. So you will
It
regret
works.
this. But Alder really didn't seem all that comfortable. So I think I'm just going to wrap like whatever, like a sandwich or whatever, and I'm going to go out back into the rain, kind of retrace my steps back to the conclave, and hopefully find Alder somewhere to direct them back to the inn where I managed to rent rooms
guess-
for everyone.
With the 18 insight, how does Alder react to being in a big city? Keep in
they're
mind, there are not
definitely-
cities this size in the Feywild.
Yeah, they're definitely just like kind of like skirting around people, and it's like if there's like particularly loud sounds that you wouldn't hear in the wild, they're just like, oh.
And there are a lot.
Yeah, and they're just I think they would probably stick relatively close to Fiddick, and just kind of like make themselves as small as possible, like with their shoulders and their arms bunched up.
Fiddick is not
Very-
super physically imposing, but will probably carve out a path like for you through the thickest part of the city. Although it is raining, and I assume that there's not a lot of
There's like no
traffic.
one outside, and
yeah.
Very
And
stiff.
I'll get you I'll get you back to the inn to sit down and share food for four if you want to.
Yeah, they'll like I imagine like him coming in, and then they'll see him and kind of like perk up a little bit and just like immediately slide off the stool and like go over to him.
all right. And since you guys are probably no longer welcome in the Barrel and Cat, you probably make your way, unless you want to go somewhere fancy, to the Howling Hearth, which is a little closer to the docks, kind of more filled with sailors, 5 silver pieces a night, and yeah.
So 5 silvers a night. I assume I buy 2 rooms. So I'll remove 2 gold.
Okay. And yeah, you see
Or-
a lot of sailors that look miserable. And like throughout the night, various people that are just drenched come in. A guy like walks in, takes off his shirt, wrings it out on the doorstep before coming in.
I mean, I'll ask the barkeep or the innkeeper if they need me to just set up a clothesline like across the inn so that people can just put up their clothes to dry.
Oh man, that'd actually be really helpful. I mean, everyone's, in the baths and,
Yeah, sure.
Hey!
I mean,
if anyone, I've offered to a few other people. We're getting a few people to just earn some extra coin doing laundry.
look, I have a free evening ahead of me. I'm not afraid of a little bit of work, so sure.
Alright, how about I comp your room, you do a couple hours laundry?
Sure. Seems fair.
Alright.
I mean, 5 silver for an evening of work, that's probably more money than Fiddick's ever seen.
Yeah.
That's a good deal.
Yeah, you're like, oh
750.
yeah, this is fine. And then you realize this is laundry of sailors that have been at sea for extended periods of time.
I was a farmer and I had a kid who played in the mud. Bring it, man.
Yeah.
You've seen Swisher's laundry.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably. So
If Fiddick is going to like go do laundry, Alder would probably just wordlessly follow rather than be like left alone again.
Yeah, and it is really packed in the inn. It's less of like a raucous, drunken kind of situation, which you would generally expect from this sort of establishment, and more everybody's just miserable, and a lot of people like barely made it to the port or, tried to get in as, this was the nearest place they could get in.
Yeah.
well, might as well make everyone just a little bit less damp and sad.
Yep. You also see a lot of like half-dressed sailors or people wandering around in their underwear while their clothes are getting washed.
Nothing I haven't seen before. It's fine.
Yeah.
That Alder is just going to look at the ceiling. So just avoid looking at all of them and just stare straight ahead, like as high as they can.
You weren't here for the bathhouse episode.
Yeah.
Though there are like shared baths, but there are baths. So with that, you guys spend your evening doing the washing. Meanwhile, Cirla, you find a nice garden.
She's going to just kind of look up at the rain, the torrential downpour, look around her to the bits of nature in the big city. That's something she's not really used to at all. This is probably like the second big city she's been to, other than the other one along the river that was like medium sized.
Angrad?
Angrath? Angrath is big. And Darius is kind of big, but it doesn't feel big.
But she's going to just kind of walk towards the middle of this place. Kind of just wander around a little bit and just feel the energy around her. Until she gets into like ankle deep water, maybe. Or like up to her foot.
I mean, you're not really getting a feel for the city because it's pretty much empty. But you can get a lay of the land.
And she's going to stop in the middle of it. And just thinks of home. A place where she chose to skip out on to see the world and to be with Swish. Left behind her brother, moms, and rest of her family and everything she knew. And she thinks of probably some of the holidays and important ritual she's going to miss, which is, you know, not going to make mom the happiest, but hey, we're here. I guess one of them she loves the performing aspect of being a myth weaver. Even though she may or may not be the best at it, particularly with some of the more stylized aspects of the dance that are more acrobatic. So here in the rain, she's going to try a bit of a water dance based on one of the formal dances that she knows from her little town or little tribe. So with her dance, it's more stylized to the elements of water, where it's flowing and free, not so much as free moving as, like, say, a more air style would be, like pulling directly from like Bagua or like the elemental like fighting styles from Avatar: The Last Airbender. She does this in the rain using shape water to like move up a bit of water and then like do a circle heel kick through it. Flows in the water, slides, does maybe a cartwheel or like a handstand to where she flows naturally into the next aspect of the dance as water flings all around her, both from her feet kicking it up, the shape water, and the rain, as she tries to embody what water is as this unnatural torrential downpour pelts her in the middle of a big ass city. And she's going to try and get some of the more difficult parts down.
And you said you're using shape water?
Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead and roll performance with advantage. This is a pretty hard dance, but...
Yeah. Let's do this. Oh no. It's 12.
So you slip a lot. You feel like you definitely made progress towards getting the footwork, but, yeah. You are covered in mud. And, I imagine you've kind of found, like, little, like, you know, courtyard area, maybe outside of, like, you know, not like a full park. And you do kind of hear, like, a whistle and, look up and see somebody has kind of opened a window and is kind of leaning out watching you.
Well, up to this point, she's been feeling pretty defeated and in her own head. She goes to slap the water in frustration as she hears the whistle. Oh. Hi.
Hi. That's, some interesting, dance you got going?
Yeah, it's supposed to be better.
You'll get there, I think. Maybe.
Well, thank you.
Sure. And it's a high elf, kind of androgynous looking, probably non-binary, and they're kind of just leaning out the windowsill, saying, "So, there a reason that you're doing this instead of literally anything else inside?"
The best part of dancing, it's a water style dance. I feel like it'd be more connected with, it just covered in completely in mud. It, be more connected with water and how it flows. I mean, it was either this or try it in a river. I don't think that'd work very well.
See. Well, keep at it, I guess. Don't think you'll have many opportunities like this. I mean, we get rain, but not like this.
Yeah, it was funny. Cleric Talia predicted it, but weren't any signs of it. So, gift of a
Sounds
god?
interesting. Sure, gift. Anyways, best of luck.
You got new pointers?
Keep your feet underneath you.
Even when I cartwheel?
The exception proves the rule.
Okay. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. And they're gonna kind of close the shutters and go back, disappear back into the building.
She just kind of lets the energy fall out of her a little bit. She's soaking wet, tired, frustrated, missing home. And now that the next big adventure is supposed to be even further away from home, and which makes her think back to her previous adventure, which she had a problem with killing other things, living things, be it humanoid or non, or even like adjacent. I remember Swish telling them that's how it is. When you get rolled up on by people looking to act a fool with you, and then getting admonished by Lady Neve for killing elves, feels like she was lied to in part. And she kind of feels the tears coming, just mixing with the rain. She tries to wipe and it just gets more mud everywhere. And she's just feeling a lot of things right now. And just decides to go to whatever it is closest, which would probably be the I can't remember what you called it, but one by the docks where the party's staying.
Yeah. As you turn to go, you hear, "Hey, dancing girl."
Yes?
And the same elf is going to come up to you and toss you a towel. Try not to drown, okay?
Thank you.
Yeah.
Do you want me to give you this back later?
I think I can get a new one. You might need that. Especially if you keep dancing in, kind of looks down at the streets that are just flooded with water. If it's a habit, yeah, you'll need that.
Well, thank you.
Yeah.
I offer you a hug, but
Yeah, no thanks.
yeah.
And they're kind of standing like sort of under like, probably the building has like a little trellis or some kind of cover that they're huddled under.
Okay.
All right. Well, might see you around.
Okay. I'd ask your name, but I think it would give Olivia a headache, so I'll just skip that for now. Do you know a leather worker nearby?
Yeah. If you go that way and then that way and then that way, and then that way, you'll find Lachlan.
Okay. I'll see them tomorrow. But thank you for directions and towel and.
Keep it up.
I
And
will.
they kind of turn and disappear back into the building.
And she will be off to the inn as she uses prestidigitation to clean the armor and the cloth, and then with probably the skin that she has on, she just wipes it with the towel and then cleans the towel.
Mhm.
And just tucks it
Alright.
away and probably doesn't get all the mud, but enough to look at least somewhat presentable, like she probably just fell on her ass or something. And she goes back to the inn.
So you get to the Howling Hearth where you see Fiddick pinning up laundry and several mostly naked sailors.
Oh,
Oh, hey, Cyrilla.
hi Fiddick.
Why y'all make everything so awkward?
Because
I'm not there. Ignore me.
Yeah.
Is that shirt's too big for you? Are you doing
well,
other people's laundry?
Yeah, it's not too big for Oscar over there, so thought I'd be making sure that he sleeps, with clean shirt and clean conscience, hopefully. I have some
Clean
food.
shirt.
Okay, well, I can help with the shirt. Your food is right there. It's been wrapped up.
Oh, thank you. Do you need help with drying?
I knew that if you were here, it would have been so much faster. But I figured you were busy, so if you want to help, I mean, you're welcome. It's gonna go that
Mhm.
much faster.
Boomf. Boomf.
So you can go across like the
Oof.
whole clothesline
Oof.
with everything on it and just dry them one at a time. In fact, even
Alder's
the
just gonna
cleaning.
start folding. Alder's just gonna start folding as things are getting dried.
Oh, speaking of which, I got this. Can I eat before I bathe?
Take your time. I mean, the the bath is not going anywhere, so you're good.
Okay.
In fact, the
Thank you.
baths are probably very full.
Yeah, maybe you want to wait
Mm.
for a little bit. Maybe the dead of night might be better if you don't want to rub shoulders with burly men. Because
Oh,
I think it's co-ed. I haven't been, but I don't think they have two baths.
okay. I'll just go with Presty for now and. Ooh, eggs.
Bestie for the besties.
All right. Now,
Smuggling time.
Squish, you make your way to the docks where the docks are pretty much devoid of people. Except
Exactly
you do
how they want it.
see one person standing on the prow of a ship. And what was his name?
Reuben.
Not Reuben.
Salt Lake Sammy.
Aelin, a familiar sea elf.
Yes.
Ah!
Salt-
And he's just kind of sitting there,
No.
looking up at the
Wait
sky.
Well, I was gonna hide and watch, but since I know him, he's like on his ship.
Yeah.
So I'll like approach from that end, like to where I'm like right below the
Mhm.
ship, like still on the docks, and just like wave up at him.
Oh. Hello. Oh. It's you. This
But-
is
but-
most irregular.
I agree. Well, yeah, I'm you know, it was the oddest thing. We ran into another worshiper of Lear earlier today, like a few hours before this happened, and he swore that this was gonna happen, but it was the sunniest day, like there was no sign of it. But he's like, nope, there's gonna be a big storm, and then here we are. Weirdest thing.
Odd. Most irregular.
Well, just on your routine runs to Andraste.
Oh, yes. We, left port, but, turned back quite quickly and, narrowly avoided a whirlpool. I don't know where it would have led.
Well, uh, sounds like you
But
had Lear's blessing then.
I believe so. Perhaps.
I do have question. How much did those repairs to your ship end up costing? Exactly.
I don't know. Sometimes, what was his first mate's name? Sometimes Corel says numbers. I don't pay attention. I think sometimes he's planning a mutiny.
Well, I mean, fair enough for the first one. Numbers are for nerds. But I feel like he was a little upset with you know how much it ended up being, and I've got a little bit more money now, so since you're here,
Oh.
thought I might offer to pay some more back for the repairs.
By all means.
If you'll let me
Yeah.
come aboard, I'll
He's probably will come down on like a rope or something. I imagine the, planks and whatever ships have are all boarded up.
Makes sense. Yeah, I'll pay him another 50 gold for the the damages. Be like, should probably get that to what was it, Corel?
Corel, yes.
Yeah, should probably get that to Corel. He'll know what to do with it.
Probably. Would you like some salt? He holds up the salt lick.
Under the pouring rain.
You know,
Yeah.
why not? I'm actually, since you're here,
Yes.
do you know anything about the the legend of the smuggler of Lear, who is said to call big storms like this in to cover their activities? It's actually kind of what I was hoping to find down here at the docks, but I mean,
Oh,
unless that's you, that'd be quite something.
that is not. But I have heard such tales.
Well,
You just start staring at the rain again.
I'll join him staring at the rain for a sec. Take like one lick of the salt and go, hand it back. Like turn away as I go. Kind of like sobers me up just slightly. Like, didn't like that. And
Iswelt.
that makes sense. Then,
There's a little town, Salmoy, outside of Iswelt. You might find interesting things there.
I'll keep that in mind. Never bid myself.
What is the town called?
Iswelt. Salmoy. Sallmoy.
I was missing an L. Right. Well, I think I might hang out for a few more minutes and then head back to town if nothing else happens here. But, good to see you again.
And so the winds have brought you here. Perhaps they may again.
And so they may. As Lear wills it.
Yes.
And yeah, if nothing else happens at the docks, then Swish will, after a few minutes, it's kind of meander on back into town. And
Roll investigation.
investigation. That is a very average 12.
Yeah, nothing else happens at the docks.
Cool. Yeah, so I think I'd go back to the Heartstring Conclave first, looking for anyone still there. Realize everyone's
At that
left,
point,
and
everyone's gone. Yeah.
yeah, find I guess Teague if he's still there, or Culligan.
Wolgan
Someone
is
that
passed
I've
out,
spoken to
but
before.
Teague is talking with somebody, but Natty, the truth seer, says, "Oh, and you're back."
I am at this point. Like I'm walking in just like
Mm-hmm.
making puddles everywhere I go. Like, right. Do you know where everyone went? Everyone that I came here with?
Oh, no.
Ah. Well, cool. Guess I'll wander around in the rain some more. And I'll probably wander for a little bit looking for just any inn at this point that's not the was it the cat and something, or
The barrel and cat.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
an
you,
inn that's not that one. And probably like the other one, the I can't remember names.
the Howling Hearth.
Yeah, Howling Hearth definitely sounds like Swish's kind of place, so hopefully end up
Yeah.
there at some point.
That's where you see your friends doing laundry.
Walk in and be like, oh. Honestly, I thought you might go to the nicer inn in Uptown. I was just gonna find you all in the morning.
Boom.
You're doing laundry.
Speaking of which, boom. She'll
Well, yeah, I was like, in that case, Swish is just gonna start, disrobing and become one of the sailors in their underwear.
Yep.
Boxers or briefs?
Briefs.
Now we know.
All right.
Yeah, Alder
So
sees a shirt come up and they immediately turn away.
There's a sore lack of room to turn to. I assume
Yeah.
right
You
now.
turn away and you see some jiggly bits of someone else.
There's
Just-
a corner
just
right
keeping-
there. You can go stand at the corner.
Doggedly looking down at the shirts that they are folding and refusing to look up.
All right. So at that point, it's probably getting, around bedtime if you guys want to get some sleep. Or you can stay up if you need to. I know Fiddick wants to do something. Is anybody else doing anything before bed?
What does it take to unattune to something? Because Swish is done with the
If it's
rattling
not
armor.
cursed- Assuming
Well-
it's not cursed, you just can end attunement.
Cool. Yeah, Swish is just gonna set the rattling armor off to the side. Like, I'm getting new armor in the morning.
Okay. And as you kind of feel yourself, I guess, reject it, you do feel that connection sever, and your foot feels so much better.
Oh. I'd almost gotten used to that. I didn't realize how bad. Oh, that feels so much better.
What feels better?
My foot's not itchy. It was the armor. Itchy foot. Pretty sure it's cursed.
That's weird.
I mean, it's armor made of bones. It's not that weird.
I guess. Did you have fun drinking at the conclave?
I did. Actually, funny story. Ended up at the docks. You'll never guess who I ran into. And then special
Ruben?
teller. Oh. Yeah, how'd you know?
I mean, I was just a wild guess. Well, you saw Ruben again? I thought they went the other direction.
Wait, Ruben was the... I'm getting the names mixed up.
Ruben
Who
was
was
the
the sea
dwarf. Balin was
Ruben
the
was the
elf.
dwarf. Valen. Okay. In that case, I don't say yes. I say, oh, no, Valen. Remember the ship, the ship captain.
Oh. Well, how were they?
I think, same as always. Bit odd, but, I mean, that seems to be a common thing among, followers of Lear, so.
Yeah.
What do you mean by that?
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm gonna go to bed and sleep without itchy foot for once.
Okay. Swish,
Yeah.
remember when we first started killing monsters, and you told me that's how it is out here. It's
Sure.
either kill or be killed.
That is generally how it's been. Why? What's
Well,
bothering you?
with Lady Neve, I mean, is that wrong? It seems like it's not how it is in a lot of cases.
Well, I think right, wrong, and necessary, unnecessary, reality. I don't think any of those things are mutually exclusive, one or the other. I think, I don't know. You have to use your best judgment in any situation. When it came to, the pirates, I mean, I don't regret what we did. We defended ourselves.
I do.
When it comes to, you know, killing monsters to save people, it's greater good. We were tasked to do that. Uh, Sometimes it just, I don't know. Can be a little easy to get a little carried away sometimes, but yeah, I don't know. I don't think anything's black and white. It's, yeah, I mean, maybe we could have handled things better, but I think learning from it is the most important thing.
Well, what did you learn from it?
I learned that not every threat is as well as black and white as it seems, I guess. It's, at the time, there were pirates jumping onto our ship, and that to me was you know very very much they were in the wrong, I was in the right, and it was we we were free to do what we had to. But in hindsight, they were just people trying to make their own way in the world, not the right way, but and yeah, not as simple as it first appears. So I think that's the lesson I took. Nothing is as simple as it seems.
Okay.
I don't know. What do you think?
I don't know. I don't like killing things.
Well, I think that's a good thing. I don't think anyone should like killing things. I think some people might think I like killing things, but I don't. It's I like fighting. It's the thrill of the fight. But when the killing blow is struck, it's, I mean, I don't know. There's nothing satisfying about that. There's nothing feeling good about that. It's just, I don't know. I think if anyone enjoys killing and ending lives, that's not the mark of a good person. So please don't strive for that enjoyment. Keep your Bobby, can't think of the word that I'm looking for.
Innocence, naivete, purity.
Not it,
Stupidity.
like hesitation, I guess, or like
Conscience.
Yeah, like hesitance to kill. Keep your hesitance to kill. It's a good influence on everyone, really.
Okay.
I'm glad you're here, Sayla.
I'm glad you're here too. Good night.
And Swish, in the rare moment of actually showing emotion, will give Sayla a hug instead of the other way around.
She doesn't let go. Good night.
Good night.
So did we get one room or
Alright.
two?
So I bought 4 rooms, actually.
Oh.
So, yeah, I know that the twins
Used to
often
sharing.
sleep. Yeah, used to share, but I was like, it's been raining. Everything leather is going to be smelly. Maybe let's have everyone in their own room where we can all dry for the night. I mean, obviously, this doesn't apply to Cirla or anything that Cirla prestidigitates, but yeah, it fixes the issue. I didn't know no one was there. I did what I thought was best. Anyway,
That's
I paid
fair.
for it. No one has to pay me back.
Okay. As the night winds to a close, Alder, anything you want to do before bed?
I think Alder would like probably do the laundry until either somebody told them to stop or there was no more laundry, and then they would go to bed.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
'Cause to them it's a task. They complete tasks.
Yep.
Can I roll insight for autism trait?
Yep.
Pretty
I don't
much.
think that's going to be a very high roll.
No, but basically, like, if I see that, like, Alder is this kind of way, I think I'm gonna take a more hands-on approach, like, whenever we're doing things, or be much more explicit when I try to explain how things work. But eventually, I think I'll just, like, stop doing the laundry when it's been long enough, or when my muscles are aching, or when there's, little to none left.
Mhm.
And I'll kind of stand up and stretch and be like, well, I'll be heading off to the bedroom soon. You should do the same. Oh, and here's your key, and I'll kind of just fling it to you, Alder. And
Let's see if Alder catches that.
you could do it. Yeah, that is.
Yeah.
Whatever you want to do with that key, you do it.
They just kind of like lift a finger and it like.
Finnick's eyes go wide, like, damn, I'm good, and just turns around. And turns around and goes up the stairs.
Okay. What's next for Fiddick?
I think Fiddick is just going to get into his room, going to like put away his clothes. I think he might have not been bamfed by Cirla, so he's gonna put his still damp clothes. I mean, maybe. Yeah. Okay. It's fine. It's fine.
Bamf.
He's been extra bamfed. But he's going to like put most of his like travel clothes away, light up his pipe as the room fills up with like smoke that generally surrounds him. And he's going to put the mask that Neve has given him back, where he used to etch like one notch every time that he got a soul, and when he got it back there was only 18 notches on it. And very carefully he takes out his whittling knife and just like carves 2 more on the side of it, and kind of sits on the bed looking into the empty eye sockets of this crow mask.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll kind of sigh because it all seems so silly to him, but he's going to try anyway. I've never been much of a praying type of person. When I want something, I tend to just do it or try to fix it myself, but there are some things that can't be fixed. And, well, you came to me once in that village on the worst night of my life. And apparently you're not who I thought you were. Can I get an explanation? Can I get something? Are you ripping me off? I'm still culling the souls. I'm still paying the debt. But I don't know what I'm working for anymore. Is what Lady Neve told me real? Is this just a broken, corrupted aspect of you? And he's going to let the room fall quiet as he just sits on his bed and smokes, looking into the darkness of the eye sockets of his crow mask.
Okay.
Hoping, like, he's kind of waiting for a sign, but he half believes that he's an idiot for doing that.
Why don't you roll religion? You can use your wisdom modifier.
Oh, okay. Well, then I will just roll flat wisdom. I'm not proficient in religion.
Okay.
That is a 13.
There's no real response, but in the distance you do hear the sound of ravens cawing.
Is it still raining outside?
Yes.
I think Fiddick will take that as a as a sign, not one he understands, obviously, but birds and ravens he assumes would be most quiet on when it's raining torrentially like it is right now, and especially at night. And he'll just look into the mask and be like, I don't know what you want to tell me. You'll need to be much more plain than that. And he's just going to wet his fingers, snuff the candle on this side of the bed, and kind of lay in bed looking up at the ceiling, waiting to fall asleep. And it might take him like a long time as he thinks about all of this.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. Unless something else happens, he's going to fall asleep eventually.
You fall asleep, and as you fall asleep, you have tortured visions of your past and the Winter Court, and your more recent trip to the Winter Court, and the Frogashar, and the shitty Eladrin, and the Banshee, and just as you're getting to some of your worst memories, you just hear, "Daddy, it's cold here." And that's when you wake up.
I kind of wake up gripping the sheets, almost like ready to rip them. But I figure I'll just wake up in a cold sweat. With a scream just dying in my throat before it can get out. I think he's just going to like immediately stand up and go over to the crow mask, look into the eye sockets, like just see if he sees anything, a glimmer, recognition, something back at him. And if he doesn't, well, I'll let you answer.
Droplets of water on the cheeks as if tears.
He's gonna grab it and like shove it into his backpack angrily. And that is not what I signed up for. You can torture me as much as you want, just not her. And I don't know what time it is, but I'm getting dressed and I'm going down. And if that costs me a long rest, it'll cost me a long rest. I don't think Fiddick is going back to sleep after this.
Okay. Yeah, it's very early.
All right.
And it's probably shortly after that the rest of you guys wake up. Dawn is breaking, and there is not a cloud in the sky.
Morning, Fiddick.
He is surrounded by a halo of like pipe smoke. He's been at the table. He has like bags under his eyes, and he has like an untouched, whatever the equivalent of coffee is in this inn. Perhaps it is coffee, but mostly untouched because he certainly doesn't need it to wake him up. He's just like staring out the window, and he'll just like turn around. He looks haggard. and as you come down, and I think like your cheerful hello like really gets drenched just when he looks at you. Morning.
Should I make breakfast today?
Well, I assume the kitchen Will. This
Oh,
time.
right.
I'm willing to have someone else cook for me today.
Rough night.
Night. You?
Mostly fine. I'm a morning person.
Glad those silvers were of use to someone.
Do you want to talk about it?
I think Fiacra's toying with. I mean, I knew she was, but it's more cruel than I expected. Goddess. I don't know
Do
what's
you
up with that.
want me to get the others? I mean, Swish might have more of a handle on the whole God leap thing.
You know how Swish is when they get woken up too early in the morning. They're useless. Don't wake them up. Give them time to wake up naturally. It's enough that one person doesn't have enough sleep for today.
Okay.
It can wait. Gods aren't going anywhere.
Well then, why do you think? I mean, I can put some pieces together, but
Sure. Look,
what happened?
basically, I tried to pray for the first time. I don't do that in general, but I did this time. I just wanted some answers from Fiacra, and the only thing I got was some very troubling dreams where I heard the voice of my daughter for the first time in a year. Soon to be a year.
Oh,
Saying that it was cold. Cold, she was alone, and I wasn't saving her quickly enough. So, that was rather unnecessary, but
well, I'm sorry you had to experience that. I talked with Lady Neve yesterday.
yeah.
There might be a way or a connection to restore your daughter to her proper resting place.
Wait, what do you mean? Not to life?
Well, another cleric could possibly do that, depending on power. But with the whole, respecting death thing that some of these people of Fiacra seem to have, that they won't do it themselves, but they can put her soul in its proper resting place, which might be open for more resurrection magics. I'm not familiar with those kinds of magics.
Wait, where does Lady Neve think my daughter's soul is? If not where she should be.
Well, it's with Fiacra, right? And when I'm not sure if you've ever seen the place that you send that's part of your deal. She's trying to be vague about it because we're in public.
Yeah, no, I have no clue. I have no way of knowing what happens.
But I saw it with Salmon. That's the numerous and probably infinite astral pathways of someone's life, and paths were broken or corrupted or twisted into the same void of nothing. And if that is part of this is me speculating at this point. If it's in the domain of one of the what the acolytes how they conceptualize Fiacra is they use faces because she's not explaining this very well.
It's
with one of
okay.
the faces,
Fiddick has no concept
Mhm.
what is true or not true about religion.
That Fiacra makes some, at least this is what I got, sometimes some contradicting actions, and they sort of personify that as switching of faces when I think it'd be more appropriate if it was like a morphing thing, but that's aside from the point. The point is that some part of Fiacra has your daughter, some way to untangle her.
You have to understand. I'm not hoping to. I mean, whatever good I can do for her, still, I won't accept that I'm not. You know, there's a word when you lose your partner, you become a widower. There's a word when you lose your parents, you're an orphan. There is no word for when you lose your children. So I'm still her dad, and I'm going to do whatever a dad needs to. So if I can get her to be better, that's good. But what I truly owe her is the life that was taken from her before her time. So,
And we'll do everything we can to help, but I don't know about the deal you made, but this puts the onus on the power of the people around you, and if we can wrestle control away and lay her soul to rest, I mean, from your vision, it sounds like she wasn't in the best place, not a proper afterlife. So if we can get her there, a powerful enough cleric might be able to bring her back.
anyone who can, I'm willing to find and listen to. And if you know anyone, please tell me.
Well, Reuben might.
Reuben.
If their powers seem beyond Swish, and then they're a cleric. If they don't know how to do it themselves, they could know someone else, or maybe Lady Neve can point us in the right direction. The point is, it's a possibility, and I'm concerned you're focusing on the wrong way to do this.
Long way. Well, look, someone has my daughter.
Mhm.
Kidnapped, if you will. I'm going to pay whatever it is I need to pay. If I can't get her back, I would love to get her back any other way, believe me. So I'll keep my eyes and ears open for any other way. For now,
Fiddick, have you ever heard the story of thunder and lightning?
I mean, I hear it's very, very frightening.
Lightning and thunder are brothers. They like to dance and play all day long, in the mountains, in the sea, and thunder always follows after their brother lightning. But lightning wanted to be left alone. And so he set his brother up to where he struck down on a protected mountain. Lightning left and thunder was caught by the guardians of the mountain. All because thunder trusted their brother completely. But the story goes on a bit further, and they reconcile, and it's all good after that. But are you sure you know the terms of your deal explicitly?
I thought I did. Lady Neve thinks I don't. And look, I made the deal in a moment of shock. So, if there were any hidden things there, I may not have caught them. I'm just trying to do my best and hoping
I
it
know.
works out.
And we're here to help.
Thank you for your help. I really don't know how to go about this. I want to believe that Fiacra will release her, or free her, or give her back to me. But
It's never that simple.
I don't think gods are that simple. Yeah.
Well, I shouldn't say that. She remembers a bit of her grandma saying some heretical shit that she probably shouldn't repeat.
Grandmas are good at heretical shit.
Some people might say F the gods. But
As Swish comes down the stairs right about that time. What?
Grandma,
Good morning to you too. Oh, yeah, that does sound like Grandma.
Morning.
Well, I hope you'll understand I won't presently share her sentiment. Sometimes I may feel something approaching that.
Well, if you ever feel like it, you just say, "Fuck the gods," coming straight from where you're from again.
I am from north of Theris. Honestly, there's no name for our little town.
Fuck the gods coming straight from north of Daris. A young satyr got it bad because they're horned? I don't know. That's where this is going. I'll order us some food.
All right.
Sure.
And as the rest of you trickle into the common room, which is very packed for breakfast, we will take a 15-minute, or not, 11-minute break.
Of course.
Getting good at these 11-minute breaks.
Yes, 15 is way too
All right.
indulgent.
Well, it means we're coming back at 7:45, which is like a nice
Okay. Got it.
Even time.
or
Yep.
whatever 45 for you guys.
All right. See y'all
yes,
then.
we'll come back in 11. All right, bye.
We're back.
All right, welcome back. So where we left off, Fiddick had a somewhat troubling dream after attempting to connect with Fiachra. Meanwhile, the rest of the party got up to some shenanigans around town. And meet up in the morning for breakfast, as Fiddick briefly described to Cyrilla his difficulties.
I'll say I'm attuning to the Pearl of Power before I forget.
Okay. Sounds good.
Should I?
And the day is crisp and cold, but clear of rain and snow.
Get us some breakfast while we talk over what we were given 3 paths. I know which one Swish wants. But what do you two feel like?
I don't really have a preference.
I mean, geographically, there's some obvious choices. But in the end, we can choose where we start. Whatever's more interesting, I don't mind. I can't mind right now. Yeah, whatever you want, Cyrilla. Whatever Swish wishes. Well, say that 10 times fast.
Swishes.
Swish, swish.
Swish, swish, swish,
Whatever
swish,
Swish
swish, swish.
wishes. Whatever Swish wishes.
If I didn't vote for Ancient Runes, I'm pretty sure Swish would probably try and spite me. So
Not
my
about
vote is for that. Smite in a general sense.
Well, we can absolutely do that. I don't. And if it'll get Neve and the law off our backs, I suppose it's a good thing.
Sounds like you have a plan going forward now. And
Right.
are we okay selling the book and the robe with a B?
I suppose so. I mean, what
Are we
do
sure?
they do?
The was that Elder?
Are we sure we shouldn't destroy the book, given whose it was?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we have made a lot of gold. Depending on how much that book could fetch, it might not be worth it. You know?
It's more of having this tome be used for good, as opposed to what it was used for. Using whatever research was in here for better purposes. I don't. It feels like, well, I mean, destroying it, I think is a good option, but it feels like a waste, you know?
Well, did you look at it? Was there anything about resurrection? Anything of the sort?
Olivia?
I mean, it's a wizard
You
book.
didn't look
it's
at
just
it.
that fitting.
I did look at it.
I mean, you didn't like take a lot of time to read it. Like you glanced at it.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty sure you just rolled low when you looked at it, if I remember right.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember. I just remember that I looked at it.
There's a lot of stuff
can...
about blood, and there were spells.
Yeah.
Blood and spells.
I don't know when exactly we're gonna meet back up with Teague, but I can take a closer look at it.
If we sell the book, how are we going to guarantee that it's going to be used for good? We're selling it. I mean,
Well, I
we
mean,
could
we
sell
can
it to.
ask. We can ask.
We could sell it to somebody reputable. That doesn't guarantee that it's not going to be stolen. That doesn't guarantee that they're not going to give it to somebody they think they think is just as reputable as they are. But then that person isn't. That person has bad intentions.
I'm sorry. What's in this book that's scaring you so much?
I haven't looked at it, but given who contributed to it, a little concerning.
Well, I understand the fellow is not to be trusted, but he's gone. And then, I mean, a shovel's just a shovel, and a sword's just a sword unless it's wielded by someone.
But there are
intentions.
cursed swords. There are cursed swords. We don't know for sure that there's not some dark magic in this book that corrupts people. I mean, I'm not saying destroy it. I'm not trying to tell you what to do. I'm just expressing a possible concern.
Well, Ciarla's pretty good at seeing magic in things before we touch them. Magic on the book?
Detecto Magico.
I hope those are not your verbals, because
800%.
A spell book would be kind of in an area like not quite as magical as like a magic item, but definitely infused with magic. Like it's kind of like a mild buzz or whatever.
A mild, medium, and hot level of
Yes.
magic.
Choose your spiciness level 1 to 5.
Mm-hmm.
The question: would Sela know that? She's
Yeah,
had detect
you would
magic
know.
up. Okay, what's I say with the other?
And you used to have a wizard in the party.
Yeah. I don't know. Looks like a typical wizard book.
Well, I'm inclined to believe Ciarla. I also understand if you're scared of it getting into the wrong hands. Let's think about it. Let's not do anything rash, and perhaps when we're sure what's in this book and what it could be used,
Well, I
a
guess we
better
have
choice.
a little time. I know Swish needs her armor repaired, and I want to try and get some new armor while we're here. And we have to report back to Lady. Maybe we can go back to T, tell him we can make a decision tomorrow if we need a little more time. But I can definitely look at the book a little bit closer. In the meantime, I probably should have done it yesterday, but I was practicing.
Right. Well, whenever we're all ready with this, maybe we can go see Neve and tell her that we're going to the island and see what she can arrange for us in terms of travel.
Okay.
Good. So we'll take the day in town, get everything we need, and then be on our way.
Mm-hmm.
Good. Right. Let's meet back here at the inn later today. That way, expectations are clear this time, huh, people? All right.
Okay.
Yep.
So what is quickly everybody doing, and then we'll decide which order to take it in.
Alder doesn't really know what there is to do in a city, so they're probably just gonna hang around Fiddick because he has the most dad energy and probably knows what he's doing.
Oh God, he has no clue. But all right.
You know,
It's okay. Most adults don't.
Yeah. The important is the air of confidence.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, I'm just gonna be doing armor stuff.
Armor.
So
And Fiddick?
I thought I was going to go to the cathedral, to the temple of Fiacra, and just like try to learn a bit more about Fiacra. I'm sure they have like some books, some literature, something propaganda at the very least that I can read and educate myself a little on. If Neve is there and has time to meet me, I would tell her about like the dream and all that, and ask her if she could find me someone who will break all the laws of Fiacra to bring my daughter back, which doesn't seem like a good avenue to follow, but he's going to try anyway.
All right. So you kind of maybe find an acolyte and explain the situation to them. Roll persuasion to see if they kind of bring you to Neve, you know?
Oh my god, it's a nat 20, my friend.
Hey.
For a 24.
So they will definitely add you to the docket, and they will help you with your research. So what are you,
Yes.
like, looking for?
I really want like more explanation about like the three faces of Fiacra, like what differentiates them from one another. And if there's some more specific literature about the aspect that I met, which is apparently the aspect of undeath and like not respecting death, basically. I'd like to know more.
Okay. So roll investigation with advantage. And a D4. Because
I'm being guided.
Yeah, you're being guided.
Amazing. Alright, so investigation advantage. Oh no. Well, it's a 9 and a D4. Okay, well, it's a 13.
So, you get some names, which is that Anu is the aspect of natural death. Maka, or Maha, is the aspect of violent death, and Okris is the aspect of undeath. There's really a noticeable gap of information on when those three diverged and why. It's quite clear that this cloister is mostly concerned with Anu and to some extent Maka, but mostly like kind of natural death, the end, but really
I'm
the
sorry,
end
Maka was the aspect of what?
Violent death. So
violent death. Okay.
Mm-hmm. And
so what I would have met was Okris.
Yes, what you met was Okris. And there is a lot of association between Okris and hunger. There's not there's a lot of like really metaphysical high concept writing, which you don't really understand, and don't really have time to kind of mentally sort through before Neve is ready to see you, which will probably be about midday.
Amazing. Then yes, I'll go meet her. I don't want like this scene to be much longer. I feel like I've already monopolized.
It's okay. You
but,
can take this time.
I'll go to Neve. I'll bow politely. Thank you, Spirit of Sarla. I tried to reach Fiacra. I was looking for guidance. And I don't know exactly what I reached. Possibly an aspect of Okris. But she seems to have the soul of my daughter. She's keeping her. How? I'm listening to you now. How do I get her back? How do I fix this? Please.
If she is in the hands of Okris, I really see two outcomes. One of them is a sort of divine intervention. The other is a bargain.
But I already did a bargain. With whom else would I need to make the bargain
It
with?
would still be with Okris. I think that the pact you made is effective. It offends me, but I believe it is effective. And I think it will get you life in what was once the body of your daughter. Whether that will be complete, I cannot say.
I see. And a divine intervention? Well, I mean, can't you're the high priestess of Fiacra? Can't you intervene? Can't you ask Fiacra to intervene?
Do you have a piece of her? A lock of hair?
I have her things, but I don't look. If you have an idea of what the percentage chance there would be that there would still be a bit of hair in either her doll, her hat, like something like that, but he wouldn't have thought to keep parts of his daughter like this.
Roll a percentile dice.
Okay.
From way across town, can I offer a bardic?
No,
not
and
for
not
a
for a
D100.
percentile dice.
I know.
Nothing affects that, sadly.
Let me do a
And a lot of
guidance.
these you want to roll low.
All right. That doesn't seem low. It's an
No.
89.
No. So you look through her things and anything, if there was a hair or anything, it's long since fallen off.
I don't. Not with me right now. I don't. I'd have to dig her up. You have tell me there's another way.
I don't believe I have the power to try this without a piece of her body. I would be willing to try if you forsake the power you have been given. As for who is powerful, enough. Both of my parents could. They would both ask the same thing of you. And they might ask more. Both have many, many worries, and many who need their help.
What happens if I forsake the powers? Will Okris hunt me? What typically happens with this? I don't care. I'm not here for power. I'm here for my daughter. I will forsake anything if it means having her back.
I must be clear. I'm not offering to bring her back to life. I'm offering to try to bring her soul where it should be. And if her soul is with Okris, that will be beyond most clerics, even those with the power to breathe life back into a corpse.
Then I need to try. Then we need to do anything. I don't care what happens to me. I'll do it.
What will you do?
I'll forsake it all. Forsake it all. The power that was given. The deal.
You understand that she will not. I will not return her to life.
You will do something that will stop her from suffering, though, right?
Yes.
Then I want
I'll
that.
try my utmost. But I will need a piece of her.
You said that one of the destinations that you had in mind was an isle northeast of Orang.
Yes.
And a place somewhere in the Coghole Mountains.
Yes.
I suppose we could pass by my old homestead. But I don't know when I'd be able to return. I suppose I could send a messenger with a very grim token, but I have no clue what could happen to that messenger on the road back to Andraste.
You are willing?
I'll find a way. I'm willing.
You're willing to forsake this power?
Out of game, yes. In game, yeah. Yes, I am. I'll do anything.
I will know.
How do I do this?
When I have the material I need, I will endeavor to have my goddess reclaim her soul. If I cannot succeed, then I think I will try and see if one of my parents is willing to try.
I'd be most grateful. And if you manage to do that, even if it's not what I truly want, her back in the world with the living. it is an immense step now that I know that she's not sleeping through it all. She's there and she's being tortured, and I can't have her have that one more moment. So I'll do as quick as I can. Whatever it means for me, I'll do it.
I need your oath. This will be binding.
I've never given
But
an
you
oath,
will
but if
not condemn another soul, whatever it may be, to the hunger that is Okris.
I think Fiddick will hesitate just a moment, like just try to feel like the choice that he's about to make, and he just feels on the precipice of a huge cliff, and there's definitely no going back if he jumps, but he so doesn't care what happens to him compared to what happens to his daughter that he's willing to take that step, however much that may fuck him up. So I think that with a moment of hesitation, he's just going to try to do what he thought he saw in like the Court of Winter, whenever like new warriors came in and pledged their fealty like to the Queen of Winter. He only saw them from afar, but he's going to get down on one knee, and he's going to bow his head, and he's going to solemnly swear that I won't consign one more soul to the hunger ever again from this day forward.
She will stand and step forth and reach out her hand, and it is cold to the touch. And will kind of draw you to your feet, and you feel something just rack your body. As you are bound to this oath that you have made.
Right.
What it means if you break it, you may or may not find out.
Yep. When you say that there's something racking my body, are we talking pain?
Not necessarily pain, but more shock.
Okay.
Like
Got
if
it.
you step out into frigid cold.
Plunged into cold waters.
Cannonball.
Got it. Not with a cannonball, that would be stupid. No one would do that.
And I will say, as an aside, you can still bite without it being a fanged bite.
I would like that. Thank you. Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Got it.
So
Still
there
bites,
is
but
a
lots of bites.
difference in
Yeah, I'm not branding their souls for Okris.
I'll say your damp here ability, the one that returns you on health, though, you will
Can't do.
consign a soul.
Oh, okay, got it.
So you can do it. But
no. Yeah.
there
got
may
it.
be consequences. I will message you when I receive the remains.
Right. Thank you. I'll do my best, and I'll stand up, very stiff, still feeling like very weird from the sensation I had from her touching my forehead. And I'll kind of look at Aster, like probably standing not too far behind. And I'll just give you like the sheepiest, the sheepiest
Alder.
of grin. Yes, Alder. Sorry.
I forgot Alder
Uh,
was there.
Yeah, well, I didn't. And I'll just kind of shrug it off. I'm sorry, this was all deeply personal and probably a little bit awkward for you.
I can tell that it kind of needed to be done.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate that. I'll just nod back at Lady Neve, and I think I'll step out, ready to gather some supplies and be ready for the road ahead, where I need to go and dig up my dead daughter.
Mm-hmm. All right. Twin time. Were you guys together or separate?
We might as well be together.
Sure, like,
and
come
we're
with me.
siblings, not twins.
Oh,
Twins
right.
back. Sure.
Sheila's twin is called.
I need to go find a leather worker and maybe like is there like in big cities like a shop that sells like a lot of magical goods? Because like we have some money now. I mean, this at least has to buy like a legendary sword or something.
Sure, we'll go look.
Okay.
Swish's plan is to go by the Heartstring Conclave, sell and or give the rattling armor to what's her face, the crazy lady, the seer or whatever. I
Daddy?
didn't write her name down.
Natty.
What is it? Maddie?
Natty. N-A-D-D.
Daddy Bow.
Natty, that's right. Yeah, bring the armor, see if Natty wants it, and then go get a new set of armor. And then go find a magic shop.
Okay.
Or whatever. In whatever order it makes sense, to travel to.
So, yeah, Natty will be very interested in this armor. She'll be like, ooh. Oh.
And it comes as a set with this robe.
Oh. What do you want?
It does give you itchy feet, though.
That's a plus.
Well, I can't wear it, but I'm sure I can find something for it.
That's why I brought it.
Right. I can tell your fortune.
Shirley, what do you think?
Does Sela think this is a fair deal?
That's up to you.
Like money wise, like is this fortune worth? You
have asked 0 follow-up questions.
Exactly.
So,
Exactly.
I don't know how you expect me to answer that for you.
One second. Is Culligan around?
Colgan, yeah. He's a little hungover and a little embarrassed. He did have to go to the cleric last night.
I mean, I'm feeling it a little bit myself, but I only had it.
You have something stuck up your butt too?
Oh. Nope, didn't have that. That's sounds like him though.
Yeah.
Is that common here?
More than you would think.
I already think a lot.
More than you would think.
You
Right. I'm gonna take this over to Culligan and get a second opinion on it, and we'll go from there.
Okay.
I think.
So, you go to Colgan, who's kind of like, what do you want?
morning.
Heard you had quite the night after I left.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I mean,
Anyways,
as long as you had fun. Question for you. What do you think of this armor? And like its worth, maybe.
sick. Well, here's the thing. Let me, here, give me 11 minutes. 11 minutes passes, and then he casts Identify. Using a spell slot. And he will say, well, to the right person, a lot. Problem is finding the right person. Most people, a little bit turned off by it. So you'll need to find someone a little weird. Or someone that doesn't care that much.
Looks to Natty.
So like Natty?
Yeah, Natty would take it.
So I'm thinking maybe our fortunes and a little bit of monetary compensation, Cyrilla.
Okay.
Alright, that's what we'll ask for.
Can I have the book? You could tear out pages with the research and stuff, but I want the spells. Please?
Give me some time to read it over. I'll come back later. Kill your butt.
It's already been healed. Some things some things even healing magics can't undo. Like a prolapse.
What's that?
You don't want to know.
You don't want to know.
Well, I'm gonna look it up later.
And you will
It's
find
like your
out.
insides
I'm not going to
become
be
your
the one who... Oh,
outsides.
And you do things that could lead to this? Consistently?
YOLO!
No, there's revival magic, so... It looks to Swish, it's just like, you drank here?
I didn't. Not up my butt.
That was my second question.
Look,
You can
I should have
rest
used
assured-
lube. And once the drinking horn was in, I thought maybe it would be like ripping off a bandage. It was not like ripping off a bandage.
That's Beyblade!
It was like ripping off a bandage, but your butt falls out.
Yep, I'm going over to Natty now. Have a good morning, Culligan.
It hasn't been.
Hope it gets better.
I hope so too. But the book would make it better. Please give me the book. I had an anal prolapse this morning.
I will come back later, sir.
My God. Please, I had an anal prolapse this morning. Please.
As far as I'm concerned, you might put this up there too.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're not giving this to you now.
Please.
Hi, Natty.
All right, Eddie.
Hello.
Got a great deal for you. Our fortunes plus 500 gold, and the armor's yours. And the robe as well.
500 gold.
500.
Roll
deal.
persuasion, Swish.
That's a total guess on Swish's part. How much is? Oh God. 5. I'm betting Natty can tell that's a total guess on Swish's part.
Not good enough. Counter offer. Your fortunes for the armor.
That was the first offer.
Yes. Do you dance? And she turns to Cirla.
Mhm.
And then pulls off her shoes. You are assaulted by the smell of feet. But says, these are magic.
Is the magic cleaning?
What? No. But these shoes for the armor.
Do you still have to detect magic up?
It's probably been longer than 10 minutes.
Yeah, I'm sure.
What do the shoes do?
Well, they're very comfortable. They make you very confident. So even if you don't attune your senses to them, you become a better dancer. But if you do bond with them and let them absorb the sweat from your feet, you cannot wear socks. You cannot wear stockings. You cannot stuff straw into them. Just your feet and the supple heather. You can make music play from them. She puts them back on and lifts them up, and like this haunting melody comes from the feet.
That's cool.
Yeah. How familiar?
So-
I don't know how familiar you guys are with Irish step dance, but hard shoe. I was an Irish step dancer as a teen, and hard shoe is kind of like you create sounds with your feet. So she'll kind of do a quick jig for you, and then take them off, and the smell returns, and say, "So, there is no need to hold a focus in your hands when you have these on your feet."
I think for the sales pitch, we have to do this first of all. Second of all, does it come with a different sound setting?
What?
There's a haunting music play from it, right?
Well, and she's
not-
gonna kind of clap her feet together again, and it's like accordion music.
That's a different setting.
Smacks them together again, and you get yodeling.
I'm going to tune it to classic rock or like 90s, best of the 90s.
Dad
The
rock.
best music is the music you make with them.
I think think we should take it, Swish. I will clean those shoes, though.
I just want to get rid of the armor, honestly. Go, yeah. Yeah, alright, deal. Fortune's
Okay.
shoes for the armor.
She will hand over the shoes.
Get rid of this wretched armor at last.
And then kind of looks at the bones and says, "Hello there. Oh, you have so many stories. Nice."
I don't know.
Well, we still,
I'm sure I don't want to know any of them.
well, we still have this wisp cloak too, I guess. Or is that part of the deal?
Oh, the cloak. I heard it's cursed.
Yeah.
I'll do an augury.
What's an augury?
Well,
A spell.
it tells you about a course of action you plan to take within the next half hour. And it says good, bad, good and bad, or
Alright. How about our fortunes first, then cloak and augury?
roll persuasion.
Well, hang on, our fortunes were part of the armor deal.
Oh, okay. So she says, well, there are. First, I could just freeball it. Second, I could cast Commune, which lets you ask up to 3 yes or no questions from something. Or
That sounds fun.
I could do divination. It is one question about a goal, event, or activity within 7 days. It'll be a short answer, but it'll be an answer. So yes or no, or yes and.
Well, 3 yes or no's.
Or
and
free
yes
ball.
and. Or free ball it.
Yes or no, or yes or no, and yes and no. I think you should freeball it.
What is free balling it mean exactly?
It depends on the vibes.
Right.
Well, well, I like to ask something. I'll go with the yes and no.
The 3?
I think for mine. Yeah. What do you want, Swish?
Yeah, let's go for the 3. The yes and no.
All right. Think carefully on your questions. This opportunity may not come again.
Hmm. I've got an idea for one, but waiting to see if Cyrilla has
I mean,
something
they're
first.
2 separate fortunes, right? So is it
No,
2 castings, or
it's
is it one
one.
together?
She's only casting it once.
Oh, okay.
Oh, wait, so does it have to be one of us or the other? Or
So you can each, one of you could ask 2 questions, and the other could ask 1 question, or one of you could ask 3 questions, or,
okay.
But when she said your fortune, she meant collective
And
Gotcha.
deals and stipulations.
So I have one question I've thought of, Sirla.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have a question or more than one?
I have an idea for one. Well, remember when we met that really bad bard in the Ample Jugs? That was a regular, and he was all xenophobic and stupid and actually calling for war.
Yep.
Well, they wrote that book, and it was well, I also think it was kind of dumb. But there are other versions of the Mythweaver for other places with. I want to know if the Mythweaver was the original Mythweaver from the stories we have growing up was just one person.
A good question to start. There we go.
Did any of you repeat that?
Well, I have to ask them all within a minute, so I suggest.
Oh.
Yeah.
So then what's your question, Swish?
Is there something interesting to me in Salmoy?
Yes. She answers that. I have I guess if you don't have another one, I can.
Yours.
Well, with I guess the you know how you look back on some stories after you've been away for a little bit and you kind of start to question things on because it feels like a different like writing style or like flow or something.
Under a minute, remember.
Well, I'm explaining this I'm just saying have the story, the 1,000 stories that have been passed down from the Weaver, have they been tampered with by people from our home?
Have people from your home tampered with the 1,000 story? Ooh.
Is that
Well, are those your questions? All right, give me
Yes.
11 minutes.
She does the
And-
same thing, I swear.
She pulls out a ribbon, stares at it for 7 minutes, pulls out the dead bird and says, "Caw, caw, 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 caw," for 3 minutes. And then ties a noose with the ribbon, hangs the bird from it, and then swings it around like a lasso.
Olivia?
Yeah.
Is this the personification of your inner gremlin? I feel like there's some stuff to work out here. I don't know what it is, but
Anyways. Have the people from your hometown tampered with the 1,000 stories? Yes! Yes, 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 yes! Is there something interesting in
Salmoy.
Salmon? Yes, 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 yes! What was the third question? About the ample jugs, man.
Oh,
Did
yeah, it
you
was,
have ample jugs? Oh, wait, I can't.
Is that? Honestly, I'd be fine with that.
No! Oh, dear. Oh, dear. I haven't
Yeah.
messed up that poorly in, like, 3 days.
Not what I was expecting, honestly.
Anyways. I'm sure the answer was yes, also.
Think Stirla, with tears in her eyes, gets up abruptly and just starts walking out.
Oh, dear.
Well,
She
thanks for everything. Have a good one.
Emotionally
Social.
invested in the jugs?
Yes, that was it.
And as you walk away, Swish, you see her talking to the bird and say, I think that went quite well.
Yeah, sure. Okay.
So Natty is Luna Lovegood, just dialed up to like 27.
You mean Olivia is little? I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
When she gets zooted, yeah. I have a leaf.
I have a leaf.
Fucking
Got a
Yes,
jar
I
of
mean-
dirt.
So yeah,
So,
I think
Sirla, you
yeah.
storm into the streets, Swish hot on your heels.
probably knocks into a few people by accident, and just kind of
Hey, made me spill my ale.
tries to get to like an alley, someplace like just away from people.
Yeah,
Just
you
doesn't
find
care.
a semi-deserted alley.
And her brain is running a mile a minute on how, what,
Yeah.
why, when, and who.
Sirla, what made you ask that question?
I story about there's been more than one where the stories I so many of them were kind and same thing, kind, compassion, same thing. Just understanding and nice and but there is as I learned more I got older. Like the whole wolves in sheep clothing and driving out those who would do harm. It's tinted with if they're different from you. Only lightly so. The older I got, it felt like it was changing, or more was being exposed to me. And when you found that story, that was different, and then we came here and other parts of this continent, and stories were similar, but not the same. If those could be changed, what would make me think that I had the right version of it? Is it the right version? Apparently not.
Well, let me ask you this. What, in discovering the truth of our ancestry, do you just want the truth, or do you want are you prepared to find any truth? That's what I'm asking.
I want to know if the lessons I'm learning are the ones left behind by the first of us. I want the truth. I want to decide myself if it's worth following or not.
Well, then we'll find it. But then I have to ask, if the goal of stories is teaching, to teach lessons, to guide morals, to guide, behavior, then maybe sometimes the story is more important than the truth. And I'm not saying we shouldn't find the truth. We should. But it's something to consider.
It matters how it was changed and why.
Yes.
That's... we don't know
I
yet.
completely agree. On that, we definitely agree. The truth is important no matter what it is.
It being an oral tradition doesn't help. It's not in this case. Okay. She kind of rubs her arm as like a way of self-comfort. I'm okay. I'm okay.
Of course you are. You're a Mythweaver.
Hey, armor, right?
Yes, armor. Armor, supplies, and, off to it.
Alright. So you know the way to a leather worker, and there is in fact an armorer not far from there.
Oh, yeah.
We'll probably
Random high
split.
elf man. Mm-hmm. Gonna be the way to the leather worker. You can ask for directions for an armorer from there.
Yeah. Do that.
Alright. So you get to the leather worker. What would you like to do there?
Just get stud leather armor.
Okay. You can use whatever price is in the player's handbook.
I think that is give me 5. I think it's 45. Yep.
45.
And now I have, so I'm gonna do that, add that. Now I have regular leather armor. Yep. I sell that, I guess.
You can sell that for half its price.
So I'll get 5 back. Cool. And do you do like a little embroidery here, or
Not
for like leatherworking?
embroidery. We it's embossing or pressing design into the leather.
Do you have sunflowers?
I can make sunflowers. Throw in an extra 5 gold.
Gets the armor, hands over the old armor, gets 5 back, puts 5 back in.
Any anything in particular about them you want?
Just maybe a white base like my last armor, and
Right, the leather we got is
Just-
brown. If you want it bleached, that'll take a little bit.
maybe just the sunflowers then.
Okay.
Well, she looks at the fit. How long is that will take to bleach it? How long does it take for it to bleach?
About a week?
Yeah.
I can turn it inside out to make it a little lighter.
But I don't fit the. I'll get it later. Brown's fine, I guess. But
I mean, I can put a
sunflowers.
bit of paint over it, but it'll come off over time.
It's fine. Just embroidered sunflowers, or I'm not sure what you called it before. Just
Okay.
thank you.
Alright.
I have the
And,
sun in the palm of my
Yeah.
hand.
Get started on decorating the studded leather.
Mhm.
As that'll be, he'll tell you it's going to take like an hour or whatever.
Yeah.
As you find a blacksmith nearby who can your repairs are going to be a quarter the cost of your armor, whatever that may be, and will also take a few hours.
Is that a quarter the cost? Okay, so
Mhm. Rounding down.
1875. Oh, rounding down. Just in gold pieces.
Mhm.
Okay, so 18 gold. And yeah, do that.
All right. So, you guys maybe find a tavern or something to have a drink while you wait, or a park to sit in. You
Can-
see
I
a
was
lot
thinking
Mhm.
the park.
there's also the magic item store you probably want
Oh,
to
okay.
find.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's right. Yep. Yeah, we'll go find that
Yeah.
while our armors are being worked on.
Topic episode.
You are directed to Emilio's Emporium.
Emilio's Emporium. All right. There we go.
Okay. So at Emilio's Emporium, you see a silver dragonborn. Who, let's see. Welcome to Emilio's Emporium for magical mysteries.
You're really pretty.
Why, yes, of course. As are you.
Thank you. Are you a dragonborn?
What do you think?
I'm not sure. I'm not trying to offend.
I am a dragonborn.
Okay. Pulls out the journal.
You are born from the stars. No?
Mhm.
Wonderful.
And I ask questions about your culture.
Yes.
Okay. Do you guys lay eggs?
Me? Personally? No. In general? Also no.
No, that was it.
Really? You don't want to ask about the Isle of Adarath? Or
Yeah?
whether we have tails? Or
Yeah?
the politics of the different colors?
Yeah.
Wait, do you have a tail? Swish has
Wouldn't
also
you
never
like
met a
to know?
dragonborn.
And he kind
Whoa.
of has a counter that, covers. But you see the tip of a tail kind of flick out from behind.
Ooh.
I wonder.
And you mentioned color politics?
Yes, you see, I am Silver, the best of the colors. Many Dragonborn. 3 groups. Gem. They're pretentious. Metal. We are pretty. And chromatic. Very, very evil. Maybe. I don't know. My girlfriend's green, though. And, but that is just, what most people believe. If you look deeper, you will see assholes come in every color. Unless it is elves, then they're mostly brown or pink.
So you follow these stereotypes until they're not followed, and then everyone's an asshole.
Yes.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Oh, okay. I haven't really heard much about Dragonborns, honestly.
It's because we keep to ourselves.
Mhm.
Except for me. Because I
Well,
love attention.
Oh, okay.
I can tell that. It is what brings you to the mainland? I don't see too many of you. Actually, I've never seen any of you down here outside of your isle.
Well, you see, you think about living on an island. It's hard to get rich. I want to be rich. People here have money.
This is the land to do it.
Yeah. You have a lot of it, actually.
Yeah.
Thought we could buy some cool legendary sword for my sibling here.
Right. Legendary sword. How much money are we talking?
Yeah.
He looks to Swish. How much are you willing to spend on it? I feel like at least a few hundred should cover it.
Oh, sweet.
Sierra, try maybe a few 100,000.
That's a lot of money. A
Yeah.
lot.
There's a reason even we never smuggled anything legendary.
Why don't people just buy food with it?
How about, and the Dragonborn will pull out a long sword and says, Sword of Grass. You can make grass with it.
What kind of grass are we talking about exactly?
Well, 7 times a day. you can make a thick patch of shrubs, grass, above ground roots, and even small saplings in about 10 feet around. It's very difficult to walk through, and it can provide cover against arrows and such. It's permanent, too. Unless you don't want it to be permanent anymore.
More useful than I thought. I was hoping more for the kind of grass, but
I mean, do you have a sick halberd right now? What do you have? What else do you have to offer?
Well, we're looking for blades, right?
I mean, that was just. I mean, whenever there's a story of a hero, it's always like a sword that's legendary or something. But in general, maybe. We have someone in the
Do you have
group who
any,
shoots a bow.
Do you have any
Oh.
I don't know, like things of protection? Rings, cloaks, that sort of thing. We do have someone who frequently gets knocked out. Could
Yeah.
use a little bit of extra protection. Yes, Fiddick, talking about you.
Yeah, I know. My fawn senses are tingling.
Well,
Those might be too rare. I don't actually know.
we
Yeah,
have...
try to find something that cures death for me, please. Just in case.
Yeah, sure. Find that at your local magic shop.
We have a shield that's just a bit better than other shields. We also have these gloves that if somebody throws something sharp at you, you can throw it right back.
Huh.
I think you can already
I
do
can do
that.
that.
Oh, well. Whatever.
Wait, what was the first one?
A shield that's just a bit better
Oh,
than most
okay.
shields.
I
Or
don't think anyone
a
here uses-
shield that makes you a little bit faster and a little bit better at seeing things.
I don't think anyone here uses a shield. Swish
I mean,
could.
I could use
Yeah.
a shield, but I'm currently two-handing my weapon, so
How many hands does that sword need?
1
Oh.
or 2, depending
Oh.
on how you feel that day.
versatile.
Mm-hmm. Well, those are interesting options. Do you have anything for maybe spellcasting?
Let me see. So he's going to pull a kind of multicolored shard and say, well, this. When you cast spells in a certain way to twist the weave about, certain wild things can happen.
Zeela, get it.
If I wanted to play a wild magic sorcerer, I would have. Legit, though, that's actually really tempting. Like, ooh, chaos. Well, I mean, the shield and sword sound interesting for you, Swish. but I know you're
Was
liking your
I
halberd.
was gonna ask how much for the shield that makes you see better a little faster.
A trifling 500 gold.
Hmm.
And the weed sword.
That would be
420.
420 gold.
I like to think it was lower than went up, which is probably not the
What?
case, but who knows?
420 gold.
I need to see if I'm even proficient with longswords.
I mean, it's a martial.
Is it a martial? Okay, then I am.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, if you want both, I don't mind giving up part of my share of the gold. And how much was the chaos magic thingy shard?
Well,
Also 420 gold.
300 gold.
And so it basically, out of character from games, but it acts like a wild magic sorcerer thing. It's like the
Pretty
basic.
much, once a day, if you use a meta magic option, you can roll on the wild magic surge table.
Oh. No, what
That's
is
pretty
what is
cool.
wild magic sorcerer table?
I will. It is called a Feywild shard.
Okay, so let's see. So let's see, 500, 420, so that's 920 for the sword and shield.
Mm-hmm. And
Okay.
1220 for the sword, shield, and shard.
So for the sword and shield, swish. Let's say, how about 700 gold and this magical glaive of life stealing?
Yes, please. Thank you. It's mine now.
One second. Swish
Very
will,
quickly hands over. That's a deal. It's done. No take backsies.
Can I roll
long as I get
insight
the,
on that while Swish is trying to get off their fucking ruby?
Sure.
Yeah, Swish is getting the ruby out.
I don't think it's going to go well, because, Oh, maybe it will. That's a dirty 20.
Yeah, that's a really good deal, and the Dragonborn does not want you to take it back. Or realize.
Swish.
Nope, it's already done. Thank you for doing business.
No. You can get more from that,
You could have, but the deal is done.
Oh.
The exchange has been made.
I have the glaive now.
Is Swish still trying to get the ruby off?
Well, I think it takes like 6 seconds to get the ruby off, so...
Yeah. Oh, yes, little gem. You can have that.
No. The exchange has not been made. Looking for a fair deal.
It sounds like maybe you could throw in the chaos... What is it, the chaos gem or something?
It sounds like you made a deal. And you can buy the shard if you want. Like I said, I want to be rich.
Well, it sounds like maybe now you can afford a pretty big discount on that shard.
Roll persuasion.
Why is it always you?
I don't know, I haven't... I'm not
Let
the
Swish do
charismatic
the
one.
talking.
Maybe. Oh, nope, not getting lucky. Another 5 for persuasion. It's very Swish-like.
Sounds like Maybe you should have let your sibling do the negotiations. But you didn't. 300 gold for shard.
Question.
Yes?
Is this illegal?
No.
No, this is me asking, not Sarah.
I mean, the deal was made. It's more of a he said, they said situation, though.
So what are we looking for in terms of refund? If he says, okay, then we don't do the deal. Go back to where they were and go our separate ways.
No, thank
That's
you.
an option on the table.
There is a sign that says no refunds.
I don't like this place, Swish. Is that what you mean by assholes come in all flavors and sizes?
Assholes come in silver. And Raniel is very, very sad that you don't like his shop anymore, but very, very happy with the deal.
How much was that glaive worth, like, above table?
More?
Yeah.
Well, figure that much, but...
I think it's a rare item.
What, did I just trade it for 2 uncommons?
Yeah.
Eh.
And 700 gold.
Yeah.
Well. Yeah. Oh well. Waste not, want not. I'll get more money later.
Be what it be.
No,
What did I get
no.
out of that, actually?
So you got a blade of grass. It's a longsword.
Oh,
and
that's
a
its actual
sentinel
name.
shield.
Okay. Sentinel shield and a blade. Can't find blade of grass. Oh, longsword of grass?
Yes.
That's the one. All right. Cool.
Swish, maybe next time let me handle the negotiation.
You know, I think I'll do that, actually.
Yeah. Just pats them on the shoulder.
Not the first time I've
Been impulsive.
been talking about. Yeah.
Well, at least you got some use out of it.
Yeah, no, this is cool. I'm gonna check this out while I finish waiting for our armors. And I'll start attuning to the sort of the blade of grass and attaching the ruby to it.
Alright, so as you guys finish your various errands, you guys meet back up, and we will meet next week to see what comes next. So thank you everybody for tuning in. You made Emprandil very happy.
Yeah, we'll see how
Very,
happy he is
very
when
happy
spread rumors in the
Dragonborn.
shield. Hey, this guy rips you off. Don't go to his store.
Hey, if we're
Hey,
stealthy enough,
Archie
maybe we can
put
steal it
an
back.
offer, and you wouldn't have even thought it was a ripoff if he wasn't sus about it.
Mm-hmm.
True.
But that is that's gonna be it for this week. Everybody tune back in next week to see where the party goes next.
Shopping episode.
Woohoo!